A lot of people always struggle with wrapping bumpers. Trust me, I know what you're dealing with, and I'm gonna break this down so you can do this in simple steps, because these bumpers are nothing to play with. You don't wanna waste that much vinyl, and you definitely do not wanna hand this off to the client, and they are pissed off at it. But wait, have you even subscribed to the channel so we can give you more tips and tricks just like this? I think you should do so now. So yes, even though we're wrapping this hood right here, I'm about to explain the tips on how to wrap a bumper. Easy. First thing, you have to prep it. If you don't prep it, you're messing up. You already failed, AKA you're cooked. And that's the wash, clay bar, and degrease. Once it's done those stages right there, then you should go ahead and measure your vinyl and make sure it's cut out properly. Make sure you give yourself an extra 2-inch bleed on either side and top and bottom. Now that you've made sure that you have enough vinyl, because you measured it, you can go ahead and lay the vinyl. The vinyl's gonna start looking like this. Don't be scared. A lot of people are gonna be petrified, especially because it's a bumper. You're here to relax the vinyl. You're not here to stretch the vinyl. If you stretch it or overstretch it, it's gonna peel back to its original state. Don't make that mistake. It's all about relaxing it. When that vinyl's relaxed, now, even though we're working on this hood, you're gonna need inlays on your bumper. Make sure you do the inlays first. That is detrimental to your health. Now, when you're doing rear bumpers, you do have the option to do an overlay. That means you're wrapping a piece after. And I'll explain that when we do the rear bumper. But this right here is the front bumper. And not all bumpers need to have inlays, but 90% of them do, especially in the fog light areas and tougher 90-degree area bends where you know the vinyl will peel back. Practice. If you don't feel comfortable in those certain areas of tucking and cutting and you don't want to have bad cuts, take small pieces of vinyl and practice on it. Are you tired of going to wrap classes and wrapping someone else's car? Well, we'll teach you how to dismantle the car, prep the car, and wrap it within 5 days. If this is something that interests you, comment class below if you want to join in on this class. Now, when glassing out a panel, it's always great to have another person to help you. But if you can't, use a pole, use a wrap stick, something that can help you have an extra hand on this vinyl. Realize this, do not overheat it and don't let your heat gun kiss the vinyl, because it's gonna burn a hole instantly and you're just gonna fail and you're gonna have to redo it over. When you're wrapping a bumper, make sure you put on a glove, because you're gonna be in a lot of intricate areas where your squeegee can't reach. Now, the cool thing about bumpers, you have plenty of areas to get the air out, so you don't have to really stress when you catch a crease. You can get it in different areas, especially if you did inlays. Those are open areas where you can just easily cut a little hole because you already wrapped vinyl into those areas. And then you can open it up to get that crease out. But also think about where you're getting the crease out at. I highly recommend dismantling a lot of things out of it, but if you don't, it's okay. You don't have to. One key thing I'll say is take your time. If you rush through this just because you're ready to go somewhere, or you want to get this finished, or you're just tired, you're cooked. You're going to make the mistake, a careless one at that. Don't do that to yourself, and don't do it to this car or that bumper that you're about to work on. Make sure you just take your time. If you need a little break, take a break. This is nothing to play with, because once you finish squeegeeing and it's time to tuck and cut, there's no redos after the tuck and cut. So when you squeegee, watch for your creases, put a little soap and water on your squeegee, don't put it on the bumper. Now, it's always good to make sure that you got full coverage, but if not, start over, okay? One key tip that I will say is, as you're getting close to the end, your tucking and cutting needs to be superb, incredible, unbeatable. Because if it's jagged, if it looks like Jaws bit it, if it looks just terrible, client's not coming back, because that's the area that they look at the most. Aside from the hood, they're looking at that front bumper. When you're tucking and cutting, use knifeless tape when you need to. Use the blade when you need to. Break your blade. Make sure it's sharp. It has to be clean cuts. If it becomes jagged cuts, you got jagged problems. And your client doesn't want jagged problems. Neither do you. I suggest you make a checklist of all of this if you're already watching this video. Make sure that it's washed, clay barred, and degreased, measured, cut to the right size, laid out onto it. Make sure you had your inlays put in, glass it out, then make sure you don't overstretch it or burn a hole. Squeegee out to the areas to get the air out easier. Start from the center and work your way out. Then once you do that, now you're getting ready closer to your tuck and cut, but make sure when you do your first tuck and cuts, you start where you have the knifeless tape at, where you had your inlays, because you would hate to be cutting in the areas where your knifeless tape is at and you cut over your knifeless tape. Now it's gonna be very hard for you to cut that without having it badly cut, because the knifeless tape is there to help you. Once you started pulling your knifeless tape and everything lays down right, start tucking and cutting the rest of the areas that may be a little bit harder for you, so that way you finish off with the easy stuff. Once it's finished with the easy stuff, start on the next panel. That's all you need. It's the easiest way to do it. And as always, you know I give a bonus. At the bottom of their bumpers, I don't care if it's front or rear, you need edge sealer. They have ran over, they've scraped something. Potholes, speed bumps, curbs, whatever, you know, it can get pretty drastic, but it's always scratched up at the bottom. So what you wanna do is make sure that you put edge sealer at. A few things that I always recommend is put a knifeless tape first, and so that way you don't stretch that vinyl all the way up under there, thinking that it's gonna hold and stay for the long haul. You wanna have the knifeless tape where it's about an inch past the return of the bumper, where it goes up under, where it's the visible point, past that visible point. Once you get past that and you put that knifeless tape, then you can cut that out and then put a whole nother piece up there or under it. So that way it cuts out the tension and you put a flat piece that can hold it and lock it in place. And then I put the edge sealer just to make sure that nothing lifts up at the bottom.
So we just keep digging till we finally get it. Like, get out, sleep when I'm dead. Yeah, I gave you my word, don't break it for knowing. You know I'ma keep what I said. Ready for war, I've been deep in the trance. Been jumping since I had a in the bed. Ice in my body, I'm cold under pressure. We covered like I had no heat in the vent.
In this video right here, I explain a lot more in depth on how to wrap specific parts on vehicles that will help you. And you can practice with this each and every time.